Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and you know what? For like the second time in a month or so, welcome back to a dynamic duo.
Ayo.
Like an impromptu dynamic duo. I'm the clown prince of podcast, Travis Snail.
I am the Enders of Games, Kyle Smid.
The enders of games.
I had nothing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a shorter one because we're just talking about two trailers because they're big ones right now. Yes, the Endgame trailer did happen, but we're going to talk about Joker first because I've been wanting to talk about Joker all day. I've watched that trailer over and over. Kyle, you start about what do you think about this?
So I think let's kind of back it up. I think we saw like kind of like tidbits earlier. Like
They released like it was months ago. They released like just the screen test footage of him and just some music. It was a teaser because they knew they were shooting publicly and they knew it was going to leak. So they thought, well, let's show it ourselves, looking nice instead of like paparazzi set photos, which I think was a good idea.
I think that was a good idea because it didn't really give you much, and so you're like, oh, okay, interesting. Like we'll see what this happens and. You know, watching this trailer is like blown away. Like, love the music that was going behind it. It was so good. Just like, I felt like I was like, it's definitely like the origin of Joker and how he became. And I think it's a good rendition of like kind of changing it up from what other like kind of the comic book movies that we're used to watching. So, I'm really interested to see what's going on. Like, there's so much well, not like.
There is a lot happening.
There's a lot of happening,
like
I
it's
guess.
Not in the sense of like I feel like you have to prepare some comic fans because I think some will be ready, but I don't think this is going to be in the sense of like a action movie. I don't think that like the third. I don't think the finale is going to be some big battle or anything like this. Like
not at all.
This feels almost
it's
like
very dramatic. Like I think earlier you were saying like kind of Logan.
It is, and Logan ended up like having a lot of action, honestly. But I remember the first time we did that cast, it was almost like this, like a day after the Logan trailer dropped, because it was just like. That was not what I was expecting. And I kind of was expecting this a bit more because they'd said it's Joker Origin, it's Radar. So I was expecting that. But this just feels so independent. Like this trailer feels like a movie you'd see like for the Oscars or something like that. Like it feel like it doesn't feel like a Joker movie or comic movie, but then it does at the same time. And it's so good. What do you think about what we've seen of Joaquin so far?
I'm loving it, to be completely honest. I think it's a cool like rendition what he's doing. Like even like his first laugh that he gives out, it gave me shivers. Like this is creepy, and I hate clowns, but like this is just like kind of adding on to it. And
because you've always said the Joker doesn't scare you. Does this add to a bit more? Because this one he's a bit more of a circus clown.
He's looking more of a circus clown, and like I think I can kind of get more over it. Because I know like the character, I don't know, we'll see. But no, for me, I just don't like the classic like looking clowns, and that's what
like he is at the beginning of the trailer.
The beginning of the trailer, but he's getting beat on. So like
that would have been Kyle. Kyle would have created the Joker. He would have beat the shit out of some clown somewhere.
Remember that movement where like people were dressing up as clowns, and people were then going around and beating up people who were dressing up as clowns?
That was Kyle.
I would have been that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been for this movie since day one. You can go back, and I can't remember if you were excited for this. I think you were worried about the too many Jokers going on, right?
Yeah.
But I think it helps that it looks like Jared Leto's just done.
Yeah.
So
100%.
for me, I've been a fan of this ever since they announced Martin Scorsese, who's not producing it, but just this. They're gonna do a Radar Joker movie that's set away from everything else. Yeah. I remember people and it's still which we get into. We're just like, oh, another movie about the Joker, another this. Oh, I don't need an origin story for Joker. I was always like, I am biased because Joker's my favorite character, but I was just like, for me, it's the idea of I look at this trailer and it's just like, if this works, we could get so much more of these type of movies. And I said this on Facebook and Twitter today, but like, to me, some of the most important comic movies were you had like The Dark Knight, which made I feel like our parents or people that didn't read comic books like, oh, comic movies aren't just like action like kid movies, right? And then for me there was like Deadpool where it's like, oh, you can have a successful Radar comic book movie. You have Avengers, which was like, oh, look, this crossover actually worked. And then to me the last one was Wonder Woman, was like, oh, look, you have a female led movie that can work. To me this is the next step of like, if this works, I feel like so many people will be like, oh, you could do that with a comic book movie. It doesn't have to be like, this feels like this is a full on just character study where Logan was that, but Logan, you also had him fighting a clone. And that's, I'm not saying that was bad, but this just looks like it's not even that. It just looks like it's about this guy with mental illness who is like kind of taking the one bad day thing. And I know some people are like, oh, it's such a cliche thing. It's not literally one bad day. It's just like a bunch of things leading to that bad day. Like people, that's what I hate. Like I've been so triggered today of like that, or just like before you go, the other thing is just like, oh, like they're making him seem sympathetic. Like I don't want that from the Joker. This is the thing.
This is you're building your character.
You are, and this is the thing. Like, and I'm gonna get really dark here,
Here
but
we go.
as a child, not this sounds really bad, but
Very
as a
personal.
child, I still love wrestling. And there was a wrestler named Chris Benoit. I'm not sure if you know the story. Chris Benoit was a childhood hero of mine. He was a great wrestler. One day, and they think this was because some drug use and concussions. One day, he murdered his child, he murdered his wife, and then he hung himself. This all happened in a day. And
Real life?
Yeah, real life. Yeah, this is all legit. I'll show you a story once. He was one of my favorite wrestlers. He was a main eventer. Yeah. One time he main evented WrestleMania and won the world title and closed the show. He was a big deal, and we won't get in that story. But this is the thing where when you go in the past and you look at these interviews with people, lots of people say he was a great guy. I didn't see this coming. You know, he was, and the reason they called him is because for the first time in his career, he didn't show up to a show. And it was like, but when you look in the past, all these things, people were shocked. It was never like, oh yeah, we saw that coming. It was like, this guy had a life and something happened. Yeah, it was injuries, and they think it was depression and maybe some mental problems. But that's the way it goes. And for some people, when they're like, oh, they're going to make the Joker sympathetic, you're supposed to feel sympathetic towards him till he starts murdering people and the criminals, because you go, this guy has bad luck or some bad stuff's happened to him, like he's getting beat up, this and that. The second, to me, if you are a smart enough individual, he kills people, you should be able to distinguish, oh yeah, this is when I don't sympathize with him anymore because he went down the bad path, right? So
100%.
I hate these like, oh, we're making him like, like a good guy. I don't think he's gonna be. Like people, that's the thing as well with mental illness, and some people are worried to put that in a bad light. It can be in a bad light because mental illness has so many different variations of people just having anxiety, or people that are like, look at school shootings and theater shootings. I mean, not to get so deep, but like that's to me what this movie's going to tackle is those deep aspects, because there's one last thing, and then I'll throw it to you. There's a scene in the trailer where he's writing jokes, and when the joke says like, I have mental illness, but why do people expect me to act like everyone else? And it's cool because one of the O's has a smiley face in it, but that's what I mean. Like, I think they know these subjects and they're tackling them well. It doesn't to me look like they're glorifying this stuff at all. I think it's just because it's the Joker. People aren't used to seeing a popular character like that be kind of torn down, and like, let's look at like how this could be the Joker, So you have any responses to that? Those maybe some people worried about the origin or the mental illness or the sympathizing with Joker, because that's some people throwing it. I disagree at all, because I just feel like that's just I feel like that stifles creativity. If it's like, oh, we can't look at. There's so many movies about bad people, It's like, why can't we do it with the Joker? Because he's popular and kids wear shirts. Like, kids aren't going to be seeing this movie, So I know I said a lot, but I've held this in all day because I was so excited. And I just see all this stuff. And I would understand points. And I understand the origin thing. But if you don't like it, then just don't watch it. If you don't want an origin Joker, you don't need to have it.
You're going to watch it anyways.
You're going to watch it. I said that 90% of the people will go and see this. And then they'll be like, oh, it's pretty good. Because this trailer is phenomenal.
I completely agree. I think what's cool about this trailer is that this is kind of what I think I said this in the cast before. This is what I want from DC. Kind of like this more of not so much like I shouldn't say like fantasy, like
because you like Wonder Woman.
Like Wonder Woman is good, but like
I think you honestly just want them to do something different than Marvel, right?
Correct. Yeah. I just want something new, kind of more like more grounded, I should say. And like this is definitely what that's coming out to me, is more of a grounded movie. Yeah, it's like, he's the Joker. It's a little bit far-fetched, but like it's still really not that far-fetched.
Well, not in the way this trailer makes it look, right? Like it looks very bare bones. Like he's not. It's like even the Dark Knight. Yeah. They went for realistic, but he's still like millions of bombs. He's still like, this just looks like he's a guy messing stuff up and doing stuff, and that's what I love already. That like. I feel like when people say we don't need another Joker movie origin, he to me, I've only seen this trailer and he already feels like such a different type of Joker, where I feel like even Ledger's Joker, he may have been crazy, which I don't think he was, but he always felt in charge. This guy doesn't feel like he's in charge of himself. Like it does feel like a mental illness thing. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He just looks like he is out there trying to figure it out, where to me, Ledger's Joker felt like he was still in control for the most part, right?
Yeah,
but
100%.
This guy just feels like a loose cannon.
Well, that's because obviously it's the origin. He's lost. Like we're not getting like any background story, and that's what I liked about this as well too. Like I think when we heard about this Joker movie first coming out, I can understand people are like, well, I don't want another Joker film. Like this is gonna be weird. Like I don't know what's gonna go on. Like there's too much stuff. Like how are they gonna cross and like this definitely like,
and especially this was coming after Justice League and people like kind of down on DC. You know?
So it's nice to go for a whole nother direction, which is like what we were kind of worried about. but the way this trailer kind of portrays like the direction, how like this is not going to relate to the whole DC world, which is like, it, like I get why it doesn't, but I wish like this is
you want more of this world.
I want this more of this world.
Yeah, but and that's the thing. You never know. There could be a sequel down the line, but that's just at least them experimenting, right? And that's what that's one thing I do like is that you talk about Marvel, and that's the thing people kind of make it sometimes either or. I want these things where Marvel to me is the big blockbuster. That's the movie when Gwen's older. I can take her to the Marvel movies because I know what I'm getting. Yeah. They have a formula, but it's a formula offset works. We'll talk about Endgame in a second. Yeah. But it's more family friendly, and they just bought X-Men, right? So you'd assume most of those movies are going to be kind of similar, and that's why I do like this. Even then, check out our Shazam review, which will be dropping tomorrow, spoilers. But when I saw Shazam, I didn't love it, but the thing is why I wasn't bummed because it was a very comedic movie and lots of it didn't hit for me. But I was like, Joker's still coming out. And now even when I think about that now, it's like I love that DC is like they make Shazam, which is a very comedic superhero movie. Yeah. And then that same year, this movie is coming out. It's the same company. It's not like when it was Logan was like with Fox Marvel. And then like this is the same company. Like we'll do Shazam, more fun family superhero. Then we're going to do the Joker, which is just radar and just for these, and it's like 50 million. Like that's what I love. Like I feel like they're in the midst of like Aquaman was a hit. Shazam I think is going to be a hit. I think this will be a big hit. Like I don't think it's going to be like Endgame stuff, but I think like
not at all,
especially with the budget being lower, they can make a lot more money. I think this is a trailer that, and one thing as well, when people say, oh, like maybe not another Joker, you have to do, if you're going to do like a weird experimental movie, you got to do it with a popular character because no one's going to care if it's anyone else. With the Joker, people are already interested. I feel like our parents see a trailer like this and like, that's a Joker movie. Like I feel like whether it's on theaters, the interest is there and people are excited just to see like what this is, even if the movie could end up being bad. And I don't think so, just because to me, the promotion, it feels a lot like Logan, where every time you saw a poster, like even that first poster of Logan, remember the little like X-23 holding his hand? Yeah. This to me feels the same. Like anytime we see an image, a teaser, now we got like that poster earlier, and then this first trailer, every time it's just like building that hype up. And I can't even imagine in October around Halloween, like perfect time, like I think this movie is going to, as long as it's good, unless it comes out and it's like, oh, it was misfire. But this to me, I think it's going to be a big hit critically and financially. Yeah. I'm so excited.
And I don't think it's going to be a misfire. I think it's going to do really well. Like there's some good actors and actresses that we kind of see in the previews as well too.
Joaquin looks so good. He just looks fun. He looks great.
And I think it kind of more, it feels like more like an arts like film
100%.
More than anything else. And that's what I really enjoy just watching this trailer and getting pumped for, because again, like it's just something different that we need, and you know, like it's funny because our old friend Liam and we always talk about the superhero like myth of fatigue, and
which he did admit he was wrong, so thank goodness, because I think after Infinity War and then even Captain Marvel crossing $1 billion, it's like these movies aren't stopping. But that's the good thing that about this, it's like comic books. There was a point where they were popular, and then you started to get like maybe like a Killing Joke or just some what if tales. And that's what these movies have to do. Eventually, yes, I agree with Liam. I always think it's been longer, but eventually people will tire on superhero films. But what do? That's why for me, it's not just a Joker movie. It's something different. It's something that is unique. It's something we haven't seen before. And that's what I think, that's why I'm hoping if this is a hit money-wise, that's what will happen. You'll always have your big Marvel movie, but then if we get other different stuff, that makes the genre not get stale. That doesn't, because if it is just, if we just had MCU just doing the same stuff and that was all we got, then I'd understand. But if you get the Joker, you get Shazam, you get Wonder Woman 2, like we are in like, to me, just this golden age of comic films right now, and this 100%. Is like another stamp on that, you know. So the only few things I want to shout from the trailer specifically is one, I get it's in context because he likes, you know, he probably loves his mother and whatnot, but just even little stuff like, and maybe she's sick, but still he's bathing his mom, he's bathing his mom, and she's just fully nude. So I feel like he's definitely gonna have a different weird upbringing. But there's just, he just to me looks like the Joker already. There's times where he's just dancing and he's moving and he just has charisma. But I think his mom is a full-on goner in this movie. I think that's gonna be one of the main reasons.
100%.
He switches. My theory is that he finds out she's dead, and that scene on the train when those two guys beat him up and he was laughing, that's what it was about. And I think there's also a scene in the trailer where he's just running. I think he's going to kill those two guys on that train, and then that's going to be, because you can see there's certain scenes where he has the makeup on but not the green hair. I think he's going to kill those two guys, and then there's going to be a switch, and I'm interested to see, how do you think the Wayne's work in this? Because we get a shot of young Bruce Wayne there. How do you, and that guy talking, he's running for mayor, and that's his dad, Thomas Wayne. So how do you think they work in here? And I'll also throw to you, is Joker the one that kills his parents in this movie?
I don't think Joker's the one who kills his parents.
Really?
Yeah. I think that would be quite the curveball that they throw out to do.
It has been done before in a movie, actually, the OG Batman. But okay, so how do you think the Waynes factor into this then?
I'm not too sure how the Waynes factor. I think, maybe. Well, now you're just throwing. I haven't even thought about this yet.
Want me to go and then you think?
Yeah.
Because I have a theory. So my thing is, I think he will kill the parents because that scene, which, I love the scene when he's trying to make himself smile, like just walking is trying to make, I guess he's Arthur before the Joker. He's trying to make himself smile, and then he just drops it, and he just has this look of just like disdain for himself. You can tell he just hates his life, whatever's happening right now. And the other scene I'll show it to is the scene with Zazie Beetz from Atlanta. That's why I love this trailer when you can see she's smiling. Obviously, there's like some flirting, and it looks so nice and innocent in that scene. I love that we see so many different versions, but one creepy that he goes up to this kid and just stretches the kid's mouth, makes him smile.
Yeah,
I think what's gonna happen because there's this kind of theme of the Joker in this movie might be more of an anti-hero, which I've kind of got he's trying to maybe stop crime, but it's going to go in a very terrible way, and it's just he becomes a criminal. Yeah. I think he'll kill the parents, and I don't think we'll ever get a sequel, but I think the reason Bruce Wayne becomes the Joker is because as a kid, he saw the Joker, he saw his Joker kill his parents, he saw what the Joker was doing in Gotham, and when he grows up, he goes, there does need to be someone that puts a stop to all this, but I need to do it in a better way. I need to do it better than him. And I think that the Joker will be arrested in this movie. I'm not trying to set myself up for a sequel already, but that's what I think. I think as a kid, he'll be influenced by the Joker, but in the way if I can be the other version of him, I don't need to, because we've never got that where he's a kid and the Joker's already a 40-year-old dude. So I think that's what he'll grow up being like, I need to be the opposite of him.
And I can kind of understand your theory of what you're going with, because I think
definitely a theory. Yeah,
definitely a theory. Because part of somewhere in the trailer where you see other people dressed up as a Joker as well too. So obviously there's some sort of uproar or something's going on.
People believe in his cause, whether they're good or bad.
Someone's believing in his cause. Yeah. So I don't know if I think maybe the Joker could have been a part of it, and maybe in Bruce Wayne's mind that the Joker did it, but in reality the Joker didn't actually kill his parents.
So just kind of like the situation of
situational.
So by proxy, the Joker killed
his parents, and so that's why he's upset, and maybe that's the catalyst for why Bruce Wayne wants to I guess become Batman.
Yeah, but which I don't think we'll see in this film.
Definitely not.
I think they'll do a few. I think we will see the Waynes get killed in this movie, just because if you got the Waynes in a movie, they're gonna fucking die.
Or is it gonna be how? Now I'm trying to think of not Flash, and Flashpoint, where Bruce Wayne's dad, I forget his name.
Thomas Wayne.
Wayne.
He's in this movie. Yeah.
Is Batman type thing, and that's why the city's you're hiding behind a mask and
Well, that's what I wonder, because I think when they refer to the mask, I think it will just be the Joker. I don't think we see a single Batman thing in this. I think they maybe set it up as just a way, not even for a sequel, just to be it does happen eventually in our world, but that's not what the story is about. But I don't think we see any. That would be a fucking wild thing though, if they're hiding that. But I think it is just about him and this, and it's a what if tale. It has, and that's why I like it when some people might be kind of, and even because you were not a big fan of Squad or BVS. For me, I'm fine with the experimentation. I didn't like those experimentations because that's supposed to be our main storyline. To me, for the main storyline of DC and Marvel, stick with the characters and what they're known to be, right? This is where, if they wanted to make a Man of Steel movie and it was a what if, I probably would have liked it a lot more. But when they're this is the start of a new universe, and it's all dark and it's mopey, it's this is not for me, and it's poorly written before people go, because it's dark. It's just that I like this as if it's a what if this is the only one movie we get of this, it's great, and okay, then we see what's next. But I'm excited.
No, I think it's going to be a pretty exciting movie to watch, and interesting, and kind of a different outlook, kind of repeating what I've said before. So I'm pumped.
The last thing I want to shout to is I think the reason he's a stand-up comedian is because in the trailer he's talking about he said his mom said he was destined to make people smile and laugh. I bet as a kid, like, and even as an adult, she finds him so funny, and she says, "Oh, you should be a comedian. Like, you're so funny, Arthur." And I feel like he's gonna be a bad comedian, classic Joker, and he's gonna feel so disappointed because his mom holds him such a high esteem. So I got lots of theories going on in my head right now, and and that's what I mean. Then what's the most action scene we get? Him running or getting hit by a car? There's nothing else. There's not a gun. There's not a knife. We don't actually see.
There's guns, 100%.
Is there? Oh no! Right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. There's not like gunshots. Sorry. There's not like shooting. Yeah, there is a scene where he pulls out, but like we don't actually see him physically hurt or do anything bad in this trailer. It's all being done to him. So
so maybe it is just like kind of him getting to a certain point, and maybe we just end up on a cliffhanger, but like kind of it closes itself, but you want more from the movie.
I think it'll end. I think it'll end with him being arrested. That's my opinion. I think it. I don't know. I don't think they're setting anything up. I think it's just that's the way the character kind of goes. But
and the only other reason why, like, to kind of change not your theory, but like maybe Bruce Wayne, like he goes up to make the kid smile because his mom also died or whatever.
Oh, or the parents died?
Like, so they like have that connection where they like, okay, they both have lost something, and he's just trying to cheer the kid up.
There's also some people have a theory out there that he might be Bruce Wayne's brother, and he's like an illegitimate kid. Because we don't see Arthur's the Joker's dad in this at all. So and once again, this is just a theory, but that maybe he had an affair with Joker's mom, and maybe that's how he's tied to the Waynes. So, and that's what I like, because in comic books we're always like, oh, we're set to this, so we know it's coming. Just see how it's directed, how it's acted. But this. Anything could happen, and that's what I love.
That's the
it's
best part.
And honestly, the most thing I'm excited for. I think even if the movie's not great, no matter what, his performance looks solid already. I've seen it, like I'm sold. So
same here.
Anything else?
No, I got nothing else to add.
Endgame, a new trailer came out, announced the tickets. We both got our tickets, thank goodness. I was up early, so
website was crashing the other morning. I was texting everybody. It's like, is this happening to you too? Like, did you get extra tickets?
So I'll ask you first. Let's just talk about. Did you watch that newest trailer?
Yeah, of course.
What do you? I never know. What did you think about the trailer? I
loved the trailer. I was getting really excited, seeing everyone kind of getting put together. I heard that what they've led on with the trailer is not actually what's happening.
Well, I don't think they've ever said that. They've said that. Well, they've said that they could definitely be showing fake footage. That's what they've said. But what a way to word it. Like, we could definitely or whatever.
This could not like what they're leading up to, like what we think is going to happen, or like we're putting all these theories together from just watching the trailer. Yeah, it's like not actually what we think is going on. So
what was your favorite moment from this trailer?
I think I liked it when I watched like them wearing those like white suits, white and red suits, and just like
quantum suits they're calling them.
Yeah, and just walking together. It's like I thought that was like such a badass moment of just like.
I don't know if that was in this trailer though.
What?
I think that was in the last trailer. I think you're mixing them up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well.
It's all good. It's still your favorite moment, apparently.
Yeah, no.
My favorite, because I'll cover it for you here. My two favorite moments were, one, I love, obviously. For me, I want to see Thanos get his ass kicked, everything like that. But the moment I cannot wait for is to see Cap and Iron Man back together. And just that moment of Tony just being like, you trust me? And he's like, I do. And they shake hands. And it's just, I don't know what's going on in that scene, but it's great. And that's not the come back together scene. Obviously, they've been... Probably there's that come to Jesus scene already, and then they'll be friendly. So
we should cut this because I don't think I've seen this trailer.
Okay, you want to watch it quickly?
Yeah.
Put in Avengers special look.
Oh, okay. I definitely thought we were talking. I did not see this trailer. That's why I like saying that. Like,
that's why I threw out a moment. I'm like, I don't know if he has. It's only a minute. It's legitimately a minute. We're back. Kyle just watched the trailer because Kyle thought we were talking about the old trailer. No, that was trailer. They released that with the tickets. You probably didn't see it because Kyle didn't get tickets right away. So you're probably in the midst of trying to figure out tickets, and you just lost that trailer because you were so worried about not seeing it. So what did you think about that trailer now that you've seen it?
Wow.
Legitimately now.
That's completely different than I thought like the last trailer was. Yeah.
Some people say they showed a little too much in this trailer. I don't know, because lots of people have talked about the Cap and Iron Man moment. To me, it is... I don't feel bad about that because they did show it, but I feel like we all know they're going to get back together, and they didn't show the get back together scene. They didn't show the scene where they're talking about, the Bucky stuff and the Civil War stuff. Like, that's clearly they've hashed it out, and it's like they're working together again, right? So they've showed Pepper's alive. Yeah, that's big. I think that's going to help because I think Cap is going to... I think Tony's going to come back from space and he's going to be at the Avengers compound. When he gets there, I think Pepper will be there already and she'll be like, Cap, like, took care of me and made sure I was okay. Yeah. And I think it's going to help with the mending of their relationship.
100%.
My theory is, because you haven't heard this, my theory was because I don't know if you heard, but there's potential time travel in this movie.
Well, I would expect so. There's the time stone.
Yeah, so my theory was, like, first act, they decide they're going to go kill Thanos and try to see if they can fix everything. They can't, but they still kill Thanos. I'm saying Thanos dies in the first 30 minutes of this movie. Ant-Man then comes out of the quantum realm and goes, hey, I know a way to fix this. And then the rest of the movie is them going back in time. And what's going to happen is Thanos of the past is going to see these Avengers coming back and be like, oh, fuck, like, I pull it off, and these guys are coming back to screw it up. So I think Thanos will come back, but I think he'll die in the middle of the movie, or die at the beginning of the movie. My problem is they've shown so many shots that they've said could be fake. I have no idea now, because there's stuff where, like, Captain Marvel's not with them really at all, but then there's that shot of them in the ship, like, she's the one steering that ship, and then Thor's with them, but then, like, it's where's Iron Man, where's Ant-Man, and that's saying maybe different characters are placed, but that's great. And honestly, the Thanos moment, we saw him. It's just a little bit. I think that could be. I don't know if that's the beginning or end. But like I said, I'm sticking to Thanos dies the first 30 minutes. He might come back as time travel, but that's my hard prediction. But that shot of just them walking, and you see, like, Iron Man's repulsors, the shield, the cape, just like a classic, like the Trinity all back together. And it's just like, when I saw that, I don't think the main thing of this movie is, I've said it's going to be like Inception, where I don't think there's a villain. I think it's them fighting against time or stuff like that. But when I saw that, I've not even been like, oh, it's about Thanos. I was like, man, I want these guys to kick the fucking shit out of Thanos so bad. And I'm like, oh yeah, like Tony's ready to go, and Tony, great motivation with showing that picture with Peter, and just a great trailer. I don't think they showed too much, honestly. I would I've not have
It's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah. Would I've not need to seen it? True, but I think to get people hyped that came out tickets day. What do you think about that trailer now that you've seen it?
I think I'm even more lost than what I was expecting to be. Like, there's so much going on that I don't really know, like, what to, like, think of everything. So I'm excited. Like, it's cool to see, like, more costumes and, like, different scenes, or, like, sets, I should say. But really, it's, like, more of the same of, like, you still have the group that's kind of different parts of the group together, different people, and obviously, like, people are mourning, and, like, there's definitely obviously loss, because they keep repeating that a lot in the trailer. Yeah. But I don't know what to expect.
Great shot of Nebula and Rocket holding hands. You know?
Yeah. So I guess, like, can we talk about, like, the comic books? Like, can we put in that comic book theory?
Can 100%, because the movie ended with the snap. So what do you want to bring that in?
Well, I guess, like, kind of going on your theory, would they just go up against Nebula then the entire time?
For what do you mean go up against Nebula?
Well, because doesn't Nebula then take over the powers, and now
she got the gauntlet? Yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna, because the whole movie, because I remember the Infinity Gauntlet also had, like, Wolverine and stuff like that, right? So I don't think they'll follow the ending, other than they'll bring the snap people back. I don't think they're gonna follow that. I think they're going to do their own thing. And Nebula could get the gauntlet, but I don't think they're gonna follow the book ending.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they might take some stuff from it, but I don't think they're gonna full on Nebula gets the glove and she's kind of evil now. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we don't know. It's a 3-hour movie. Like, Thanos dies in 30 minutes is your theory.
That's my prediction. Yeah.
Or I don't know. So that's why I'm saying maybe the Nebula takes over or something like that, because they starting to build her quite a bit as well too in the last couple movies.
I think she's gonna die, unfortunately, but
yeah. I think a lot of people are gonna die in this movie, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But no, I'm pumped. I'm more lost of what's gonna happen, and I don't know. And I think that's where they want you to be. Is you're gonna have 3 hours of and 2 minutes of a wild ride.
Yeah. Do you gotta go?
No.
Okay, I got one question, because we were talking about this in the group chat. So that happened. If you have any other trailer stuff, you can bring up. But then also yesterday, obviously, the ticket frenzy and whatnot. Yeah. I wanted to ask you, because we talked about this a little bit with Liam. Because Liam, I was surprised, thinks 100% it will. Is this movie going to beat Avatar? Avatar has reigned supreme since 2009. It made $2.8 billion. And if you put that in perspective, Infinity War made like 2.047. I just rounded it up to 2.1 just because that makes it easier. So if you look at it that way, Infinity or Endgame would have to make kind of, let's say, let's just even round up and say, because you say 800, but let's say just a little bit, just in case, have to make about 850 or 900,000 more than Infinity War did. What? And you were on the camp as well too that you think it could. What is your reasoning for that?
I think the only reasoning is that seeing a lot of this is blowing up on social media, and seeing like and talking to people about who are never really into comic books or into these movies at all, like they're like texting me like, and like I'm getting tagged and stuff because they know like I do casting, and,
Yeah.
and they're like, is this the right way I should be watching this? Like, is this correct? Like, I've seen this meme, or like of like which way you should follow or like watch all the Marvel movies if you've never seen it. And
for the first time ever, I'm watching them in date order, so not when they came out, when like chronological. That's
what all the orders are like on Facebook.
Because last year I watched obviously just when they released like Iron Man and whatnot, and I already did that last year, so I'm like, let's change it up. So I started with Captain America, and it's a fun watch.
Is it better watching it that way so far?
I haven't completed yet, so I don't know. But it's a fun. I don't know if it's better, but it's a fun way to look at it.
Yeah.
So I would say you should try that this time. Start with Cap. And then technically you can't watch Captain Marvel again, but Captain Marvel's like the second movie, so it's wild.
So that's fine. But I don't know. So it's cool to see like a lot of this hype from everybody else, because everyone's kind of seen these movies like offhand, but now they're like starting to become more pop culture. Like you had Black Panther, like you had Captain Marvel, and
crossed $1 billion today, so that was
which
huge.
Is crazy. Yeah. So obviously there's the hype train is going, and I think it's quite possible this movie goes to 2.8. Pass.
Yeah, it's tough for me. Like, if I have to guess, I say no. But the only reason I say no is just because I've thought that so many times. Like, I thought, Force Awakens and Infinity War. I want it to, because I feel like Avatar, and I like Avatar enough, but I feel like no one talks about Avatar. Like, it's such a strange movie.
I think at the time, Avatar was like what I've heard from my parents and like kind of that generation is more of, look at this 3D. It's incredible.
It was like the first one that had that new 3D.
And it's not like they just went once. Like they went a couple times to get like that 3D experience.
Well, and that's the thing where I'll say as a detractor, because I'll take the pro and the con. If I have to guess, I have no, but I'm not strong on it, but still like 800,000 more. That's a lot. And that's the thing is, for sure this movie has to be good. And the reason I think it might not is because there's a chance that they make some choices or do some stuff with the ending or kill characters off that some people might not be as happy, right? And I think also with certain characters dying, like maybe Iron Man or Cap, and it's a sad ending, I wonder if a sad ending makes people go back as much as like a very popcorny one, right? But Infinity War did really good. But Avatar, like, it has sad stuff. But at the end of the day, good guys win. Most of the characters make it out. So that's what I'd be interested to see. But is it just a spectacle? To me, it's up to the quality of the movie, not so much the sadness. That's just like was a question I was posing. But I think it's the quality, and I think surprises as well of people.
100%.
Because I think the biggest thing for Avatar when it was successful, it didn't even have that big opening. It had a $77 million opening, so it's not huge. But the advantage it has, it came out during Christmas, and that time, that's when no movies came out. And that's the thing. It's coming out, of course, Endgame is going to be huge. It's going to make more money than other movies, but it's coming out still at the beginning of summer. You're going to have other things in the way eventually. So I don't know if it has as runtime as it does. The other thing is how it does foreign, because I looked into Avatar. Avatar made, I think it was, let's say, 800 million here, but the $2 billion it made was all foreign. All the So it's crazy that the majority was foreign. So hopefully the foreign box office helps out there, and I can never predict that because I don't know how that goes. But the thing is with Endgame, I feel like, because like you're talking about people catching up, and this is repeating for Kyle, so I'm sorry, but I feel like the snap is the new like, no, I am your father Star Wars moment. It was the snap happened, and I feel like if you weren't in on it for that month of April and May, you were just out of the loop talking about the snap. And even then, if you hear through the grapevine, like, and even then too, because they're not well versed in these movies or comic movies, so if they hear what they killed off half their heroes, that's crazy. Like, of course,
I can't even think of like not know like knowing like reading the comic book and knowing the story. But like if I've never seen this before and this is the first time I have to go through this, and like all the heroes are done and like that's it. Well, that would blow my mind away.
And exactly, and especially too for people that didn't watch it with us. The second we saw a movie, it hit us, but. Give us 10 minutes, not even 2 minutes. We're like, oh, they're all going to come back. Majority of these people, right? Because whether it's the movie, there's movies coming out, or even the comic book, all of them come back. But whether you were a casual or you heard through the grapevine, like what they killed their heroes, I think a lot of people were, when it came to Netflix, were catching up. We're watching all because they want to, when Endgame rolls around, they want to be in that conversation. You don't want to be in the lunchroom when three people are talking, like, what are you guys talking about? Oh, Infinity War. And like, oh, cool. Like, I'm not in that stuff. You know, like, I feel like it became a water cooler moment where this, like, 100%. Everyone now knows what the snap is. There's so many memes that happen. There's so much like I said, it is the Luke, I am your father. Everyone knows what that is, or I am your father. I know that's the correct line, but it's what happened.
Oh, you're just.
I was talking away. I get too fired up. But it's just such a pop culture thing now. So I think this one does have the hype. I want to beat Avatar because I like Avatar, but I feel like they've earned this. You know, they've earned this win, and I would love to see that chase happen. But and to me, this is it's tough because almost $3 billion. That's a lofty goal, you know. So
it's a big goal. I think it's definitely like pushing it because just again like because the Avatar in the 3D, that was a new thing, and this is kind of just like
bigger family movie too. I'd say like there's darker like sad moments, but in Endgame I feel that is like Thanos could be scary. Like I feel like not all, I feel like
this seems like the ultimate like action film of like everything.
And this feels like honestly to me as dark as MCU is gonna get. Like this and Infinity War, I don't think we're gonna get Joker or Logan unless they do like we're doing a separate movie outside, right? Like I think this is the darkest, so you could see some families turn away. Where Avatar like had dark moments, but it wasn't advertised. It was this alien adventure of like travel to a world. You know, it's like, oh, look at these blue people, and oh, it's 3D. Like definitely more families 100%. Are into that. So yeah,
I don't know.
It's to me, it's just that level of hype, right? Like yesterday, seeing the tickets, multiple sites crashing down.
Yeah.
Before Force Awakens was the biggest pre-seller, it broke that record in 6 hours. 6 hours, not even a day.
The way it
so
goes,
that's the thing. Like I say, no, it's not gonna break it, just because I've always thought that in the past it doesn't happen. But it's just, it's almost like if this movie does it, no movie's gonna, because like the hype is just unreal. I guess the only thing is too, like, I doubt it because Feige and MCU. But if it comes out and it is disappointing in some way, that would hurt it as well. People be like, "Oh, it really let me down." You know, like I loved Infinity War, but the way they finished it off was not great. You know, or like honestly, like I think if no characters dies, people would be like real. Like let's say the heroes just won again, and be like, "Oh, they fixed everything. Like that was it. Like that's lame." Like you know, I love Captain America, but I feel like somebody has to die big to make this a big moment because Thanos, the gauntlet, the snap. Like if you just get the unscathed, it's like, well, next time there's a big threat, why should I care? So yeah, I'm interested in like obviously the movie, the trailer was great, but I hope it can break it. But it's gonna be interesting watching those numbers.
Yeah, I think it helps that, you know, with now the internet and memes and all of that stuff, like gets that big hype of people tagging each other and like more of that social media
theories,
which is. Actually, it feels like it's almost cheating because when Avatar came out, that wasn't really a thing.
100% it is, yeah.
And like Avatar was just because it was just word of mouth. And this is just like social media is like pumping it up, and well, that's what it is for. It's like
product of its time.
It's just advertisement essentially.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect, and it's cool to hear people that weren't into these movies before. And now, like, seeing all these pop culture references, like, also, like, Guardians of the Galaxy, I forgot to mention. That's a huge one as well, too. And I feel like that almost kind of kicked off, like, the whole, like, oh, like, it's kind of cool. Like, these movies can't be, like, corny. Like, these are fun movies to watch, and there's lots of...
I won't agree there, because I think Iron Man was adult enough. I think it just kicked off a new phase of... I don't know. I don't know what it really did, but it was I feel like that's when the MCU got more humorous.
No, I agree. Sorry, I should say like agree with those like Iron Man when the whole stretch came out. But I feel like
it brought a new set of people.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy brought a new set of like, oh, it's not like just a superhero movie. Like this is more
it's a space opera, stuff like that. Yeah. You got anything else to add? Trailer, anything like that?
No, I'm ready.
It's a great time to be a comic book fan. You know, Liam, I don't know if you're listening to this, maybe I'll send you a link. You need to get out of the dark side. Liam, who started this podcast with us, he's been on it before, and maybe one time I'll have to do a Skype review of Endgame with him, but he's just become the most, and he's admitted this because he says all his friends in Vancouver, like majority of them aren't in this stuff, so, but he's become like the most hipster, like against
very pessimistic.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I'm going to see Endgame in the theaters. He's like, are you kidding me? And then he gets this whole Disney being a monopoly, this and that, which I understand, but he's just become like that guy. But like, oh man, like Liam, you gotta come back from dark side, like Joker.
He's definitely gonna go watch this in the theaters.
Yeah, and like Spider-Man: Far From Home still coming. Like it is just this is gonna be time I feel like I'll remember in 20 years when the fatigue does set in. I'll just be like, it was the golden age. That's what we're in right now. Like, just think, especially look at the two trailers compared. The Endgame trailer we got yesterday for you today, but then the Joker trailer. so very different movies,
100%.
so different takes, but like have me both as excited. And like that's what's so cool with this genre is like we're evolving, we're changing, and people are getting behind it. You know, like I said, like Endgame's your blockbuster. Joker, if that's a hit, there'll be directors being, I want to do something like that with a character I love, and I don't have any restraints. I don't gonna fit into some universe. Great, I'd love to do that. So I can't wait to see what this year holds. So.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Let's just. I want to watch them all now.
Oh, I know. Less than a month, Infinity or Endgame. It's crazy.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Well, Kyle, thank you very much for joining me because I wanted to rant, talk about these. And yeah, if you like what we did, go down in the description below. All the links are there. Please give us a review on iTunes. It's helping us out big time.
Yep.
A written review would be great. A subscription so you know everything that's going on.
Subscribe.
Shazam spoilers reviews out tomorrow. And then I don't know what's happening. Oh, and then next week is the episode 9 trailer, if you would believe it. It's coming out next Friday. And then
just
also
dropping them.
Yeah. So it's gonna be good. Me and Taylor. I don't know if we've officially announced it, but we're doing casts 2 days. We're doing one for the trailer. Other geeks will be on it. And then the Mandalorian TV show, their first TV show, they're dropping on the weekend. And then Taylor and me are trying to do like an all-day Star Wars video game stream for the Facebook fans. So
nice.
We got lots of stuff. So just go to Facebook and Twitter and like or follow because you'll get all our updates. So thank you very much for tuning in.
And we'll see you later.
Oh.
Boom. Perfect.